What is up, good people? Crypto Prepper here with another video talking about how to set up a bot to make money during the bear markets. So yesterday we did BNB. Today is Friday, December 5th, 2025. And today we're going to do Solano, or as our buddy Jim Cramer calls it, Solonzo, I think is how he said it. Oh, what a moron. Okay. Anyway, let's go to our bot settings. We create a DCA bot is what we're working with. And oops, choose my pairing to be Solana, USDC, and start her out with $1,000. Okay. Just like always, you can scale this up as big as you want, but you really want to start it with at least $1,000 just to make it worth it. So if you don't have $1,000 yet, then you need to get to work. Okay, so let's start our bot settings at the base order amount of 31.25, and then the next input field down here, we're going to do 968.75, which if you take those two and add them together, that equals 1,000. That's how much we're giving this bot to invest for us um, in Solana. Excuse me. I can't get that out of my head how he called it Solonzo that one time. Let's start here with 5% change for the take profit percentage. So that means once it gets 5% above our um, DCA, it's going to take profit and see what that gives us for a return. Make sure you turn off that pump dump protection under risk management. That will maximize your gains. It will increase both profits and risks, it says. Okay, so let's zoom out a little bit here and find the top of Solana. I thought it made to get it higher in January. 295, 293 ish in January. Okay. So this is going to be an interesting one because our top technically was January of 2025. And if you aren't listening to the blockchain backer, I highly recommend you listen to that guy because he has nobody's right 100% of the time, of course, but he's pretty consistent and has got some of the high. I've been following him since 2020, late 2020, and he's got some of the highest integrity that I've been able to find. And so no, I know a lot of people don't agree with that. A lot of people do. But anyway, he's currently talking about how we may have seen the actual euphoric top in January, and then what we saw over the summer was just the bear market retracement. So his theory is that we're pretty much already 11 months into the bear market. So if that's the case, then this is gonna be the perfect example. So let's do our back tests to the top-ish area, January 19th of 2025. January 19th, 2025 to today. And with these settings, so that's 320 days ago, 24.27% return. And we had a sell not too long ago here on December 2nd. So it sold and then bought right away, and then it purchased again. So this is a good example because it's going to give us, uh, we can more easily calculate if we started this bot with $1,000 at the top in January of 2025 of Solana, um, we would we would still have almost $1,000 that the bot is using. It's going to be a little less because it's gone down since that first buy. But so you're basically working with uh, just about $1,000 that the bot is still working with to invest for you. So we've got four more lines to fill out of the five that we started because it automatically buys after it sells, and then once it goes down 5% from that original buy, it buys again. Goes down another 5%, buys again. So there's still four more buy orders with this bot using these settings over the last 325 days. So you still have $1,000 that the bot is working with for you. Plus, in your USDC wallet on Coinbase, you have $242.65. So you're not going to find that anywhere. I think someone said, "Oh, have you?" I'm not exactly sure how staking works because when they talk about staking uh, Solana or any of these things, it's based on the amount of Solana you have or the coin. So if I had bought $1,000 on the peak here at on July 9th or January 19th, 2025, that's going to give me 3.45, 3.46 Solana. And if I held that, just bought and held it. This is another thing I like to do. So if I would have just bought and held it to today's current prices, um, it looks like 132. So you're down 54%. So you have 5,000. Your Solana is worth now basically $540. If I'm doing that math right, or maybe $450 because you're down 54%. So let's do this. Let's do our math correct. So I have 46% left of what I originally had, $460 worth of Solana. So, you probably didn't buy the top, but a lot of, a lot of times it feels like it. But this is worst case scenario right now. If you bought Solana 325 days ago, you bought $1,000 worth, you would have $460 worth of Solana based on today's price. But if you would have put that same $1,000 into this bot using Solana, you would still have $1,000 that bot is working with plus 245 dollars in your or 242 bucks in your USDC wallet on Coinbase to reinvest to do whatever you want with. So, and that's at 24.7 or 24.27. So we're going to play around with these bot settings to see if we can get it even better. So the first thing I do is I'll play around with the averaging order step percent. So let's see what taking that down 0.1% gives us. 24.27 is what we had originally. 26.57, so even better. On the right track. 26.57 is now our benchmark. Nice. So we have 29.58, and I closed out of the window too early. And we still have a one or two lines. It looks like three lines left if we were to use those settings 320 days ago. It sold um, the on the 3rd, so 2 days ago. It popped up enough to sell, and now it's buying back again. So oh, I don't know how to do the math. You started out with 1,000, you bought here. So you probably still have um, $700 that the bot is using. I'm guessing, I don't know. So you still have more than half of what you started out with that the bot is using, plus $295 in your USDC wallet. So you can't beat that anywhere. 30, basically a 30% APY holding it in a bot. Um, eh, you just can't beat that. And if you're going to stake it, where are you going to stake it? If you're going to stake it on Coinbase, they're going to give you 7%. And as the price has gone down 54%, it just doesn't make financial sense when you have this tool at your disposal. So let's see if we can beat that 29.58. No, you get the point. What was that? 4.8 or 4.7. So I won't keep beating that dead horse, but and so then moving that a little bit, it took it down to 18%, which is still phenomenal, you know, still phenomenal. Let's take it back up. Okay, so we got it at 29.58, and like it says on that back test, the um, future performance or the past performance does not predict future performance, but um, we have that's one of the best indicators because history may not repeat, but it rhymes. So now I'm playing with this price percent change, so it's gonna not have to go. I'm decreasing it, so it's as the bot cycles through, it's not taking it's taking profit more frequently in theory because it doesn't require as much percentage increase. And so far, it looks like we're going in the wrong direction. I think the last one was 24. Yeah, 23%. Let's see. Let's do this one and check to see. 22%. And we still have three uh, buy orders left. One, two, three. Little green lines here. So if we take that back up to 5, we should have 29.58%. So it doesn't look like we can get any better than that. We might be able to play around with the settings a little bit more. Um, I need to stop saying so much. But you might be able to play around with the settings to get a more accurate or, more, uh, not a more better, but you get a better return just by playing around with those settings a little bit more. Let's see, why is this not updating? Because I want to see all there we go. Oh, wow. So is this right? Maybe this is a long time to go without any profit taking. So this is a good point. I'm glad that we ran into this because if it did go this long without um, buying or selling, that's crazy how it still got a 29.5% return. But let's play around with this setting a little bit more. So this is something else to keep in mind when you're doing your back test. because even though these bots are set up to set and forget for the long term, if you go that long without any buys or sells on your bot, it's gonna be pretty um, unmotivating, and so you're gonna be more apt to try to mess around with stuff. Let's see. Let's do. Dang it. If you're not logging into this, if you're logging into this every month and you don't see a big return, oh, 34%. So there we go. That's a lot better. But if you log into this every month and you don't see a whole lot of action on your bots, that's going to be pretty unmotivating. It's not going to feel good, and you're going to be more likely to start messing around with stuff. And that's not our goal. Our goal is to be able to get a nice, consistent income. And you see how just by messing with the percentages here, um, you're gonna see a big difference. Okay, so we have 17. These cameras keep going off. Seriously. Okay. But you're gonna see you want to see a nice steady stream of income and and stay motivated and stick to your plan. That's one of the things they say when you're starting to learn trading and whatnot is you trade your trade your plan and plan your trade and trade your plan. So you don't want to be messing with the bots a whole lot. You don't want to be messing with your plan a whole lot. You just want to, oops, set and forget this, but you still want to log in and you know take the money that's in your USDC wallet and pay yourself. So uh, you need to realize gains to stay motivated. And so when you see your chart on your back test with all this activity, that's a good sign because you don't go more than a month without seeing activity. So every time you log into your account, you're going to be able to see, oh, hey, it increased since last time, and that's going to keep you motivated. It's going to keep you from messing around with these bots and messing stuff up. So now maybe later in the video series we'll talk about like if you do come across those long periods of time that you're not seeing profit. This is another reason why you don't put everything in one basket. So, but there could be things that you could do, like you could go in and add funds to it and try to get yourself back into take profit mode. Or if you just wanted to go ahead and cut your losses if something happens fundamentally with your coin, that's up to you whether you want to just stop the bot and um, or just leave it. And basically it's the same thing as hodling. You're just hodling through the dip, and then if you can start another bot, whether it's the same coin or a different coin, beautiful, because then you're more likely to see that consistent income as you move through time. So it's gonna make you feel a lot better. And even though these bots do take out of a lot of the emotions in trading, you're still gonna be emotionally, emotionally involved in it. So if you're not seeing that income coming in on a regular basis, it's going to be pretty unmotivating, demotivating. Yeah. Okay, so let's take a screenshot of this. And that'll be our thumbnail for the video. So 34% APY basically in 320 days, which is almost a full year. Just a month away from a full year, 34% return. Plus, in this scenario, because you have four lines still buy order lines here that you see on your back test, that means it just sold here. So you essentially still have $1,000 that your bot's working with, plus $346 in your wallet. So, um, anyway, sorry about the rambling, but hopefully you got something out of that, and that helps you in your journey utilizing these bots and figuring out what's best for you. So, appreciate a like on the video. If you want to comment with your favorite coin, I'm going to continue working down the list, but I'm more than happy to take a look at a coin and try to play around with getting a nice, steady passive income um, bot setting set up for you. Because more than likely you're going to start out with a basic and you're only going to be able to do a back test up to 30 days. So that doesn't really give you a whole lot of information. But if you come down into the comments, or not the comments, in the description of this video and utilize uh, my affiliate code for this, then that's definitely going to help me keep me motivated. And then I'm going to be able to uh, use that motivation to check out your coins and hopefully help you out a little bit. All right. Anyway, have a good one. Have a good weekend. And I might trip out some videos over the weekend, so I'm not sure. All right. See you on the next one, guys. Thanks for watching.